Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Have you been watching what has been going on in South Korea yesterday and today? Well, I'm going to give you a little summary here, the consequences, and that confirms something I said yesterday in a video that I posted about the martial law imposed by the president-elect of the democratic country of South Korea, capitalist country, democratic country. He instituted martial law. No revolution is successful unless the military chooses a side. If the military chooses this side, that side will win. If the military doesn't intervene in the revolution could win. The military, the guys with guns, they determine the outcome of any revolution. Guns. So let me show you a few titles and then we're going to discuss here. If you're seeing a ton of headlines about South Korea but don't know what's happening, here is what we know. And I read this article as from BuzzFeed. It was from yesterday, December 3rd, and they explain what happened. So what happened? It was the president, according to some information, intelligence, said that there's some interests that would like to overthrow the government, and they were backed by North Korea, and he had to institute martial law. By doing that, what he did, he sent the military to the South Korean parliament. The military tried to enter. There were fights over there between the staff and the parliamentarians, and on one side, and the military on the other side. There were no shootings, but they fought. Now, these guys in the parliament were allowed to vote, and they suspended it, overruled the president's martial law. The defense minister of South Korea resigned. The opposition calls for the president to resign. But my point is this: if the military wanted to continue with this in the parliament, they could have destroyed everything. So at one point, the South Korean military stopped. Who stopped them? Was it the US? Was it, I don't know, they just got, oh my God, we should not go that far? Well, I'm going to show you what happened here. So this is the first thing, and you can read it. It's very, very concise. It's right here. He's lifted the martial law he imposed, but he didn't do it because he wanted. Right here. Troops surrounded the parliament and lawmakers voted to reject military rule. So, how were these guys allowed to vote? Those guys had the guns. They could have gotten in there. The president said the government withdrew military personnel that had been deployed and that he would formally lift martial law following a cabinet meeting as soon as members arrive. Now, he declared because anti-state forces struggled to destroy and la. Less than 3 hours later, Parliament voted to lift the declaration, with National Assembly Speaker Woo Won-sik declaring that the martial law was invalid and the lawmakers will protect democracy with the people. In the South Korean constitution, it says that with a majority of vote in the parliament, that could be overturned. The problem is, if you have the military at your doorstep, what are you going to do? You can't vote. So they stopped. My point of all this video that I'm making today and yesterday is this is a drill for you. If you live in the West, that's a drill. And why? I'm going to show you. In the video I made, where are you, baby doll? Yesterday, right here, where I said South Korea declares martial law sounds like 1933 Reichstag fire pretext, free world collapsing. And I said here, will US, UK, Germany, France copy this? So why did I say that? When you can't win, did you notice that these guys are suspending democracy, are infringing in your freedom of speech? Did you notice that they declare this election invalid or stolen? Or not? Did you notice? Arrest people that talk too much when they lose, or they simply ban parties like in Germany. Right? Remember, the Alternative for Deutschland was banned, I think, in 2 districts. They don't call them districts, but land and whatever they call them, from running. Why? It's an extremist party. Therefore, you can't. You can't even, as demos, the people, would like to vote. No, no, we're not going to allow you to vote for anybody that we don't like. We assess that's bad. You cannot be even buying that product, even though you might want to buy that product. So that's what I meant in this video and in that video. Now, let me show you how quickly these guys moved towards copying. I said in that video yesterday that the mass media here, the operatives, will promote this and will put it, how about the discussion about the martial law will be brought in by obviously, can the US do that? Of course can. Let me show you this article right here. And this is the USA Today. I was about to say New York Times. Martial law caused the crisis in South Korea. Could it happen in the US? That's exactly what I claimed in this one. It's a drill, and these guys are gonna, just as I said, tenderize. That's exactly how I did it. Tenderize the US population in getting used to, hey, maybe. And Santucci moved very fast. That's from yesterday at 5:10 p.m. The sudden decision by South Korean president to declare martial law on Tuesday made international news, bringing new attention to controversial legal topic with a long history in the United States. There you go. Though it's not well defined in the US law, martial law could be declared in the US and has been imposed relatively rarely in the country's history during times of war, unrest, and natural disaster. So they can claim your leaders, the guys that we vote for, they can say unrest, it's a problem. And they can say the intelligence services have knowledge of an imminent attack by someone. We're not going to tell you exactly when, how, because, but we have to do this to protect you. Go and watch this video. I'm not going to go over it. So, my friends, they are tenderizing you, getting you ready to accept that possibility, which I think it is when they lose. Here, another article, Associated Press. South Korea lifts president's martial law decree after lawmakers reject military rule. They were allowed to vote. That's the whole point. They were allowed to vote. Next one. South Korea's parliament votes to lift martial law declared by president. Again, this is what they were allowed. Now, all 190 lawmakers present voted in favor of the repeal. There are a total of 300 lawmakers in the parliament, so cuts the more than majority. Next one. South Korean president says he will end martial law. Now, let me show you. I picked this article just for the picture. Right there. Do you see the picture? These guys have military gear and weapons, automatic weapons. These are war, ready to fight war. And in the bottom here it says National Assembly employees spray a fire extinguisher towards soldiers at the National Assembly in Seoul, December 4th, today. So they are right here. Now these guys versus those guys. So it was not like that here the military stand down, did not move. The parliament in Seoul voted to block the decree. They were allowed to. All right, then we're going to go to this right here. South Korean defense minister resigns. And this guy, Kim Young-hyun, has apologized for causing confusion and concern by advising president to declare martial law. What do you mean? I think this right here, he caused confusion and concern. I think he received an order by someone else. Backed up off, stand down. He received, I think, I was not in the room, but what do you mean? I'm going to resign because I created confusion and concern. If I know, based on my intelligence, that this is about to happen, and I have all those guys, and I tell the president, do it, otherwise you're going to be ba-ba-ba-ba, and he does it, how can I come later and say, well, I'm sorry for causing confusion, and I resign, my bad. Did you have the information or you did not have the information? And then how come he resigned so fast? If this guy was really in control of South Korea, he would have said, you all, I get the power. What are you going to do? Oh, you tell me about the rule of law? The guy already imposed military rule, which is martial law. Anyway, my point here was this. Whose boy is this? What happened here? Who told this guy, okay, you send the military to the parliament? Why would you send it to the parliament? Why? Why would you send it to the parliament? To prevent them from gathering. And they got together, let's put it this way. All right, let me show you the last article, which I think, I don't know if that's the case because I don't have the details, but here it is. South Korean opposition plans to accuse president of high treason. High treason like what? He wanted to get the power, he wanted to impose what? The rule of the United States of America. What was that? The opposition Democratic Party of South Korea plans to accuse President Yoon Suk-yeol, who announced the introduction of martial law in the country the day before, of high treason and launch impeachment proceedings. Why high treason? Because he wanted to take the power? And he didn't, because of the military were told to back the fuck off. The main opposition, Democratic Party, said it will file treason charges against Yoon, his toast, and as well as the defense and interior ministers, and impeach them to hold them accountable for their actions. So all these guys, defense, interior ministers, and the president, get only the interior. The interior is the police, the FBI, the CIA, these guys, these guys is the interior actually. Maybe it's not CIA as you would put it, but it's part of the, the police state. These guys have the guns. The military has the guns. They got the president who announced. These politicians, I was about to say baboons. These guys in the parliament, they are sitting ducks. They will be picked up if they want from their homes or wherever they are on their girlfriends and arrested for high treason. Who has the guns? I think it was an order received by someone else. We need a little bit more time to figure out what exactly happened over there. But I don't think it was a inside struggle between the president and the opposition. I think it's much more than that. Could be the North Koreans, could be the Chinese, could be the Russians, could be the Americans, or I should have started with the Americans first. Could be someone else. But I don't think all these decisions all of a sudden, I made a mistake, I was about to, I've stopped right here. When I can do it and be in power forever. Someone told them, stop right now. And they did. My point is, if that happened over there, the media here already will bring, can it happen here? Of course it can. Will it happen? If you and I and others rock the boat a little bit with the truth, then, and people vote in a certain way through the voting machines, all right, then I think it's a possibility. They will claim all kinds of reasons. White supremacy, white extremism, Russian imminent attack on all these things. And what are they going to do? They were not going to give you details. Why? Confidential. We don't want to put our men and women's lives, all right, in danger by releasing information. And they will do something without telling you anything about it. We had to do it to protect you. And the other drill was the coronavirus. Another drill where they pushed to see how far they can go with this tame society and busy society. The United States of America, the land of the brave, the home of the good or whatever. The free and the brave, right? It was a drill. This is going to be probably another, they're going to talk about it. They're going to talk it, not in a bad way, in a necessary way to protect you for the common good. But somehow you're not part of the common good. Only who they designate as being part of the common good, which is the weaker, coward segment of a society, which is the majority. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.